Hello and welcome to the channel. As always, please remember that this information is just for educational purposes and does not constitute investment advice. So today, today's idea is an organization called Grocery Outlet Holding Corporation, ticker GO. This is a grocery store organization with a flexible buying model offering products at between 40 and 70% price below conventional retailers through the independent operators. Why am I looking at the stock? Well, first of all, over the summer, we have seen outlet stores reporting high levels of occupancy. So, for example, there's a couple of REITs out there reporting those numbers. You have Tanger outlets reporting an increase on a quarterly basis from 96.5 to 97.2. And also Simon Property Group reporting at the end of June 94.7% versus 93.9% the year before. So even though we have seen a general slowdown in the economy, lots of issues everywhere, pressure in the markets, uncertainty, fear, we do see that the consumer is slowly picking back up. If we have a look at the UMCSI, the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Reporting, we have seen that this indicator is troughed a few months ago. It's not recovering very quickly, but it's certainly picking up, and it's something I want to start looking into because I do think with the holiday season coming, there's going to be a stimulus in the shopping activity of the US consumer. Another reason why I'm looking at this company at the moment is because they are a defensive company with 100% of sales in the United States. And depending on how you want to look at into the portfolio, your hedge in terms of currency, at the moment, that's just something I want to have exposure to. So this is a very good way to get that exposure if you want to remove that impact. So what's happened with the company so far? Because if you have a look here, I'm going to expand maybe to a view of 3 years. You see that the company has been going on a roller coaster up and down. But in terms of the results, they have been beating EPS for 7 quarters in a row. They last reported on the 7th of November 2023, where they actually beat the earnings. They reported 31 cents versus 27 cents, which was their expectations. And when that happened, if we go back to year to date, you can see that the stock fell. So what happened was that they reported headwinds from the transition in recent months to modernize their digital systems. So they're replacing legacy systems with SAP, Salesforce, and other third-party applications. And because of that, things were not going as smoothly as they thought initially. They had visibility challenges of their inventory, so they were not able to see what they had in stock. And that led them to compensate these independent operators through higher commissions. So these had a negative impact on their sales as well as their margin. So their sales were negatively impacted by 150 basis points, and this gross margin was negatively impacted by 50 basis points. So these issues also delayed the rollout of an app in California, which is an initiative that they've been testing since the end of 2022 in Washington. Okay, and that app is helping their commercial efforts to increase their sales. So definitely that's another headwind that they've been experiencing. So as a response, the company pulled back its full year guidance. The sales growth is going to be between 7 and 7.5%, and adjusted EBITDA will be in the range of 248 to 252 million. Now, these projections are lower than the guidance that they gave in August, but they're still higher than the initial guidance at excuse me, these projections are lower, yes, than the guidance that they provided in August, but they're still better than the guidance that they had at the beginning of the year. So by the end of Q4, the company mentioned in the earnings call that they expect these challenges to improve and be behind them. So we have this issue which could be transitory, okay, coupled with a company that overall has been performing quite well. Now, what happens if these issues do dissipate, say in 1 to 3 months, and at the same time we have uh, the seasonality of Christmas, Thanksgiving bolstering the sales of the company and improve consumer morale. So we could see this stock going back up very quickly. One of the things in which that can happen is their expansion plan. At the moment, they have 455 stores across 8 states, and they debuted 8 new locations in Q3, including a new store in Las Vegas. Okay, they also expect to open 13 new stores in Q4 and 47 new stores in 2024. So you can see how these stores are adding up pretty quickly. Now, the company has obviously for this individual operators a plan, a financial profile that they put them on in order to return money on each store invested, and the payback period for that is about 4 years. With at the end of which period, each store has a 10% contribution of EBITDA. Okay, so if we go back in time and we look at 2019, they opened 10 locations. They opened 35 locations in 2020. That adds up around 45 locations within that period that by next year will be reaching that sticking point. So that's about 10% of the stores, right, that are going to be fully operational, contributing to that EBITDA margin. In the meantime, the company is going to be focusing on organic growth. It's going to be looking for opportunistic real estate deals. We have seen cases like, for example, organizations taking the leases from Bed Bath & Beyond that became defunct. And they do all this with the purpose of increasing that fleet of stores that they have. Now, I'm not saying that this is a trade that I want to enter right away. As you've seen, we've come down from very high levels right here, and now we are ranging in between this channel. So would I recommend entering right away? No, not necessarily. I'm putting this on the watch list for now, and there are a number of key figures that I'm going to be monitoring to make the decision as to whether I enter maybe by the end of the year, perhaps in early Q4. Some of those will be retail sales, University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Indicator, inflation, competitor performance, gas prices, which is one of the deterrents for people to attend to outlets, and any changes in analyst target price. Because Morgan Stanley recently cut their price target from 27, where it's sitting at the moment, to $20. Okay, so that's a powerful statement. We should not discount that. Maybe they're wrong, but we have to bear that in mind because that's exactly where the stock is sitting at the moment. So a few things we can do here: put it on the watch list, maybe re-enter once situation changes a little bit. Maybe we can sell some call spreads, but for now, it's something I want to monitor. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much.